Coffee with Andy and Tracy. Good morning, guys.
Really? Nice.
You weren't taking a boogie or anything.
Yeah, I was wiping my nose.
You weren't.
On my shirt, like a kindergartner.
You weren't going full knuckle. Here's your coffee.
Thank you.
Good morning, guys. It is gorgeous.
This is why this thing doesn't work.
That's why.
This is why. Because that entire hurricane poured down off of this over it. The whole There you go.
Wow. So we are in northern North Carolina, just south of the Virginia line. I don't even know at what point yesterday we crossed over. It doesn't matter. This is beautiful. We go about 45 minutes to an hour between seeing houses and structures. And half of those we see are absolutely gorgeous.
And then there was Honey Boo Boo yesterday.
Honey Boo Boo's house. Cousin Eddie was out on the porch.
Woo.
Good stuff. Doesn't matter. You cannot ruin how beautiful this place is. The ICW is so narrow here. I mean, the water, we've got 3/4 of a mile to a mile across here. The channel's 50 feet wide. Outside, and
If you get near the markers, you go around.
if you get near the markers, you're in 7, 6, 5 feet of water. And you get outside of that, you're aground and you're in a foot or two of water. You can't even go out there like a skiff boat. You have to be out there in an airboat, pretty much.
Why people might use those around there?
They might. Oh, so it is just absolutely beautiful here. I was talking with Nana and Bumpa last night, the original OG pirates. Raised a glass, a cup of coffee to Nana and Bumpa, who spent decades on the water and time with the girls growing up, and I'm sure it's old hat to them, but I was just gushing. Yes, I was gushing over just how beautiful this is. You okay?
I'm making sure none of his friends are coming behind him.
The sport fisher El Diablo came by just a little while ago in his brand new Viking sport fisher. I'd say it was about 65 feet.
I don't know. It wasn't his, by the way. You know that, right?
I know it wasn't his. He was paid crew. He was burning someone else's fuel.
Look at this. It literally drips right into the
Right
crack.
into it? It's okay. It's okay.
I mean, I know it's shot, but just for future placement,
Okay.
not a good place.
We're not going to obsess about that. It's okay. That's what's done is done. It's probably reason the light on the compass doesn't work either.
Probably.
Anyway, up before first light this morning, I've got some stunning photographs, but we started off right at dawn, and Tracy's like, "Are those gators in front of us?"
I couldn't tell what they were. I thought it was a beaver at first.
You thought it was a gator. And
No,
you're
I
like,
said, is that a beaver?
He said
And
gator.
I was like,
then he
are
said
there
beaver.
gators? Well, if you looked at them in the binoculars, all you could see was two little ups out of the water, which is a gator with a trail behind them. But
Then we thought they were baby Loch Ness monsters. And then Aringula? No.
Anahinga.
Anahinga, which are the snake birds with the really long necks that can dive down and be down under the water for sometimes 2 or 3 minutes looking for food, whatever they eat. Little minnows, crustaceans, something. That's weird. So they ended up being little pods of baby ducks.
Not baby ducks, but juvenile ducks.
Juvenile ducks, correct. I got some good pictures of that, some regular video of it, and then we went on a hunt for slow-mo video of juvenile ducks that were annoyed by us and taking first flight. They don't fly very well. They try really hard though. They're flapping as hard as they can, and I have to say that watching all the ducks up in Chesapeake was breathtaking, because they flap their wings so hard. There is no wonder their duck breasts are so tasty.
Working that muscle.
Working that muscle. So these juvenile ducks would take off and fly short ways, and they always land kind of in your path, so we have to disturb them again. And then they get determined that they're not going to fly, that they're going to swim out of our way. So they'll try and try and try, then they take off and they land in our way again. After about 2 or 3 cycles of that, they eventually fall off to the side.
Before we pass them.
Or we pass them.
But not very quickly.
Beautiful day.
Not as quickly as El Diablo that's already in Coin Jug.
Yeah, I tried to
He
warn.
came from Portsmouth about an hour ago.
He had first light. I told him though.
I don't know where he came from because
There's nothing. There's nothing.
I don't know where I don't know.
You think you got through all those bridges already?
No. Because the lock isn't even open overnight, is it? There's some marinas back there.
He had to be at the lock just below the marina, but 2 of those bridges only open on the half hour, right?
There he goes. I see him moving way up there across us. So he's already gone up around that point. He's going back out around that way.
Have fun, El Diablo.
Enjoy your fuel burn.
Give him hell. I tried to warn him on the radio that the prime rib was not going to be ready at Coin Jock, and he didn't take the bait. I think he's going for prime rib in like Miami by this evening.
Probably.
Oh, so yesterday was an uneventful day. I have to really say, and I don't know if I've said this to Tracy yet, but it's being in the same familiar areas a second time makes it less anxious. And I know we're not seeing it from the same direction, but oh yeah, around the left, right, there's a bridge. There should be a place to anchor.
But you're definitely not a superstitious sailor. Say that 10 times. Or you would never have just said yesterday was an uneventful day.
I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen out there, right? When we were still in Hampton, the Salty Dogs,
Whoop, whoop.
shout out. We're trying to have a Captain Ron movie night at the
Bull Island Brewery.
Bull Island Brewery, which
Is there a Bull Island? I'm not sure.
I bet there is. Nice little place. I think they can brew 13 or 14 at a time. Jonathan, they got you doubled out, but they don't have any good sours, Geisses,
From
Weisses.
one of his friends this way, but he's going slow.
Good. He's burning his own fuel.
Right.
So we're at Bull Island. We're trying to play Captain Ron up on the big screen for a group of us, and they couldn't get the audio to go. And I offered.
I had already warned them. These people don't know us. You are not allowed to sit and quote the entire movie 1/2 of a second before the words come out of the actor's mouth.
I'm like a bad voiceover.
It's bad. It's bad.
So they couldn't get the sound going, and I sincerely offered to do the voiceover, and I would have even changed my voice for the kids and the wife.
It's bad.
I got the gruff voice for Captain Ron. Get your own beer, Swab. You know what they say, boss? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen out there. Why do sailors like their rum? Nobody knows, boss.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say what I said about yesterday. We went through Great Bridge Lock, which is that lock
Look,
that...
Avery left home. Ah! He usually wakes me up in the morning and makes me mad because I hear the ding that he left the house.
And that's the one lock that prevents as much saltwater intrusion into the upper Albemarle Sound, which keeps this as fresh as possible. And it reduces tidal swing through Elizabeth City on the upper Elizabeth River. I can tell you that we didn't have much room anchoring last night. We dropped anchor. We didn't move. It was sucked down into some black as night, black as midnight mud. And when I pulled the anchor up this morning, I gave it a wash a few times. It's still kind of dirty. So it'll be a day of this. We'll hit it on through CoinJock. I think we're going to try to get
We can do the Pongo Canal in the dark.
through the Pongo Canal. We've got an anchorage there that we holed up at last time, and it was 15-20 knot winds, and we were safe right there and protected, especially from where the wind's going to be coming today. And that'll put us on about 5 to 6 miles from Bellhaven. If tomorrow we need to go over to Bellhaven to get water, to shelter for a day and a half from the
Whatever
tail
this storm
end
is.
of Martin, which is still kind of moving off Bermuda, and then there's another unnamed down in the islands that's going to hit Florida and South Carolina coast the end of this week. We had a good discussion with Nen and Bumpa last night. We always try to seek mentorship on routing and weathering, especially because it's so new to us. But we did get some messages from them yesterday that thought we left at the right time. We've made a good choice on the route we're on. We could have gone outside at the end of last week, but Hatteras isn't anything to play with, and we only really have the depth finder. But all that will be done. I know it sounds like a broken record, but we're safe here. Life is about compromise. We bought this boat for a reason, and we love this boat. We love this boat because it ticked off most all of our boxes. It was at the upper level of what we could spend. We had room for everyone. We're ICW mass compliant.
Thank God.
Thank God, and we're under mass compliance. So we're 62.5, which is good because we went through one bridge yesterday and got waked out by a power cat driven by a
Jerk. Just say a jerk.
a jerk. I love my Canadian friends. I love my Canadian friends.
I mean, that's my assumption with the accent.
He was from Montreal. There are some great folks from French Canada, and this guy was not.
But he could have been from anywhere.
He could have been from anywhere.
Dude, come on.
What's wrong? Just
Well,
coming slow?
Like, yeah, and it's going to be wide. But I guess I shouldn't ask him to come fast.
Yeah, we don't want him to come at us faster, sweetie. He can be a slowpoke all he wants, and I bet he'll even slow down for us.
Well, he's already slow.
He's already slowed down.
He's just big.
He's a
And there's
mile.
another one over there.
He's a mile out. He's a nautical mile out. Our rate of close is we'll meet him in about 15-20 minutes. So what's on the agenda today besides hopefully not 12 hours of math? What?
You're looking at it. You said, what's on the agenda today? Hopefully not 12 hours now.
Hopefully not
I already
12.
knew where you were going.
Bless his heart. But he can stretch out 30 minutes worth of math into like 12 hours.
And a meltdown.
And the meltdown.
It's so fun.
And then Nick took a test yesterday. Of course, he took most of it open book. He didn't tell us he was taking the test. And we got him reset and restarted. And he got down to subtraction of a two.
It was $10.
It was $100 minus $22.33.
Don't you love how he can change the answer to what he knows it should be, but he can't show you how he got to the answer? But it does add up. No, it doesn't. If you add up those numbers, that does not add up.
It took an hour and a half to get that question right. 19 tries.
God love him.
19 tries. We're not asking for calculus out of these guys. We really just want to try to.
Yeah, whoever taught that kid touch math, I used to be appreciative. Not so much anymore.
I even Dr.
Look at
Marvin.
that little tiny duck. He's so little. You can't even see him. He's so little. He's
No.
so little.
Yes, I can.
It's tiny.
So,
Dr. Marvin him and taped his fingers.
I even Dr. Marvin him. So, Dr. Marvin is, it was Bill Murray and who was,
I don't even know who else is in it.
Dreyfus.
Oh, yeah. Richard Dreyfus is the psychiatrist, right?
Richard Dreyfus,
yeah.
psychiatrist. and he's with world-renowned psychiatrist, and he's got this crazy dude as a patient. It's Bill Murray, who comes out of it smelling like a rose and writing books. At one point, he's lashed to the mast of a sailboat.
I'm sailing.
Dr. Marvin, I'm sailing. Well, Nick can't do math
What a
without.
dead beaver.
Not another dead beaver. Don't even look.
What is that?
I don't know. We're gonna
Looks
say.
like an anthill. I think it's a dead beaver.
So he touch maths everything, and we love him. I love my son. I love my son.
Repeat after me.
But it was mental math, and he had skipped over like 6 pages of worksheets. I'm like, just get these done for me.
I think it's just a landmass in the middle of the river.
Probably. So he's doing all this touch math, and I took some masking tape and I taped it around his hands. I was like, do touch math with that. And he's like, I can still touch my fingertips. Watch this.
And then he was tapping his pencil on the table. Did you see him?
Yes.
Like he can't do it without the tactile tap.
It's called a coping mechanism. He found it. We just need him to move on.
I swear that has fur. Oh, maybe a gnat.
Could be a net. So this area of North Carolina, and we're in the Pungo. I'll look it up
We're in
later.
the Elizabeth River.
I don't know. And this says no scanner. I don't know why.
It always says that.
It won't say it for much longer. So we're in an
Duck line, stakes, pipes, and floating nets may exist in this area of the chart.
it's in
I'm
just
going
this
without the floating net.
16-minute video. We've widened out from like a half mile to a mile and a half, and it's really just widens up.
Yeah, but there's no more water than there was.
There is no more water than there was. It is gorgeous, and there's still. Have we seen one house since we started this?
There was a little
Shanty.
hood over there. There was a hood a little bit further back, and then there was that huge horse farm back in the corner.
I have not looked on the charts up here to see if there's a school bus fare. I was telling a fellow boater about that when we were in Hampton. So this is pretty much it for the day. I'm gonna sit down and make a quick video about all the ducks that we've seen this morning, splice all that together and post it. And then while the kids are sitting here doing their math, I'm gonna make videos today, if that's okay with you.
Wow. Hi.
All right. So hold me to this, guys.
Let me know if you need any help.
I will.
And he just popped up right there. Look at him. He's like, no. Which way did he go, George? Hey, there's fish right beside you, ding dong.
He'll dive back down to be down
He did.
5 minutes.
I think he's in the middle of a little pot of fish because there were fish flashing all around.
No, I think he called in his friend because
That's a duck. Isn't that?
I don't know what that was. We have not seen a bald eagle today. I'm going to
There's
call
so
it
many
a...
purple martins out here. You know there are mosquitoes downstairs. It is like 60 degrees and I smashed a mosquito on the wall this morning. And one up here.
Purple Martins, get out and do your job.
Get your work done.
You'll see a bunch of them in
And
one
here
of
comes our friend.
the duck videos. It's like the ducks in slow motion.
And the purple martins
and the
look like they're normal, but they're...
But in real time, they're like jet fighters. And they eat pounds of mosquitoes every day.
They're like the possums of the sky.
The daytime bats.
Yeah.
They're like daytime bats. That guy is coming slow. He has to be burning his own fuel.
Battery's disabled on one engine.
Or he's on an auxiliary. He's got an outboard
He's under tow.
on his transom.
This is where we passed that huge yacht being towed by Sailboat US. They were going that way last time we were through here.
That was like
think it's
85,
huge.
100 feet, 4 stories above.
Like a yacht, like not a sport figure, a yacht.
Big old boat. And they did have power. I don't think they had steerage. Because
Yeah.
they had both, it looked like both propellers were churning up behind them. But they had a towboat US boat on their bow, and he had 225 Yamahas on there. And he was ripping as hard as he could. I think just trying to give them steerage, because you don't want to run aground them.
No.
And we do have Towboat US.
Again.
No. We're not sponsored by Towboat US.
I'm not talking about that.
It's okay. But we're happy for what those guys go out to do. I mean, every little port or marina we're in, those guys are usually pretty busy. They were really busy during the yacht show, the Annapolis boat show, but then it was really quiet up there. I guess because Annapolis was quiet and everybody that was going south had gone south. Except us. So this is going to be a wrap. We're going to have some breakfast now that we've had our sunrise, and I'm going to do some videos today. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. God bless. Tell your friends and family you love them. Pick up after yourselves. Spay and neuter your pets. Until next time.